sore throat that time of year and stuff, lol. Um, I'm making this video because I was actually just talking to a friend and I thought it'd be a fun idea just to go live with my binders and shit for a little bit. But yeah, the reason why I thought I'd do this is because I've been getting so many sales on TCG recently, like crazy, selling a lot of things from these bulk binders that have one or two decent things in it. So I thought it'd be fun to actually sort these live with you all, just so that way you can see what I have. And if you see any of these that you would like from me specifically, you can always Google TCG Find Seller and then type in Deck Doctor, and you'll see all these cards and more listed because we do actually have a box of various sorted cards from, I want to say, from Foundations to All Will Be One. So we have a box worth of commons and uncommons from that set as well. Obviously, we've been having a lot of sales, so some of the go-to stuff may have already been sold. But if any of you see something that you're hoping to get, then feel free. But I also thought it'd be fun to kind of go back down on memory lane on some of these cards as we sort them, just in case there's like anything you all find really cool or interesting, but take it from there. So like, first off, a goal of mine is to get enough binders for every general category to start. So like multicolor, monocolors, each monocolor, of course, land, and then colorless and multicolor. I thought that would be a great way to start. But in the meantime, I've just been kind of like putting cards in, out of these three binders. You can only see one of them right now, but don't worry, I'll move it around in a second. And you might cringe on a couple less organized things I do, but don't worry. I mean, it's organized enough where I could easily find it. So that way, if something's ever sold, then I would just be able to kind of see what's going on and take it from there. But anyway, yeah, so to kind of go through the binders. As you can see, there's one or two missing in some of these pages. So usually I just like to go to the back and then move it. But definitely got a couple cards sold from these rare binders in the past couple weeks, especially some of the standard stuff from Foundations. Got a card sold over there. We also got one over there. So let's keep going and see if there's any like memorable stuff. I've been drafting that card so much because I really enjoyed it in draft. I was tempted to make a standard deck out of it, but take it from there. Sold a couple over here. That actually, I still have this as a commander, but like I traded for the nicer art, so that's why I posted that on our page recently. Um, so that's pretty cool. We still have this. One of the things you might notice is we have a lot of cards from the Doctor Who set for those of you who are interested in Doctor Who, because of course we just played that, got it posted, and now we're just kind of taken from there. Yeah, it's Magic the Gathering. I'm just kind of showing some of the stuff we currently have on the page while I sort it, because we actually just got so much sales recently that I thought it'd be fun to kind of go live while I sort them, just to kind of show you all what we got. We ironically sold a couple of these too, but in one of my previous videos, I actually opened a box of March of the Machines, so now we restocked on that, which is kind of nice. This is kind of the stuff we haven't touched yet, surprisingly. I think some of these cards are actually surprisingly good, but I know they're not like super hot right now, but that's one of the pages that's been less touched. I actually finally sold a couple copies of the Thousand Year Storm because I was rare drafting them like crazy. Surprisingly, I still have these. People are going all hype about this and like Commander and all of that. But there's a couple cards, like this was actually a bigger pull in the All Will Be One because it was like a bulk when I was playing it in Commander. But it's now up to like $7, which is kind of nice. And of course, I have all this stuff for the Bunny deck. This promo right here, I've had this for years. Surprisingly, it's a fun promo, but I know it's not really like a go-to card or anything like that. This over here was one of the cards I always end up putting back in a deck if I couldn't really think of anything else to put in a Simic, just because. Sold a card from this area recently. Pulled another copy of the 5-color Omnath right here in this art. I still have one of the box topper, or no, I forgot the word for it, art, and some from the promo pack. And more Doctor Who stuff over there. This actually used to be my commander before I took it apart, and no one's wanted it yet. Over here, I actually got lucky. I did a box opening of Aftermath, and I pulled both of these. I think it was even in one pack, which was crazy. But you'll see kind of a mix of what's the word, Aftermath, because I did get a box of that and opened it up. And these right here are just some other side stuff. Like I pulled that. That was one of the many Planeswalkers I pulled, and all will be one. So that was happening. And hi. Then we got over here. So I forgot what it was. Something sold here recently. But over here, just some more Foundations, Aftermath stuff, and some of the sold stuff over here. Definitely a spot missing over here. I think it was one of the All Will Be One stuff that I opened and then ended up like getting. That was from the box opening of Modern Horizons 3. That was a box opening we did on YouTube as well. What else do we got? Oh, I love that art, and I love how it's foil. I took it out of a deck recently, but that's something that I've really enjoyed. That's it for the multicolor. So like what I was going to do really quickly was just kind of move a couple of the cards around. It's not like perfectly organized, but thought it would be good just in case I need more space later on, you know? That's kind of the life hack I like to do. I just like to take the back one. I know if I was being like super organized and want to do it by like color combination and set, I would, but the main importance is like you just organize it enough so that way if like you were to start your own TCG page and someone's like, hey, they ordered the Muldira or however you say it, then you could just easily go ahead and get it all sorted and good to go. If that makes sense. But yeah, so we got those. The struggle's real. And then I'm gonna move this over here. And then we got, oh yeah, this is one of the bigger sides that got a lot of stuff. Look how shiny that is. It's only a couple bucks too. It's so cool. I love it. I pulled a couple of these. I always put those aside because I actually just sold a play set of that just recently. No one touches the one card I just moved, so I wouldn't be surprised if it just doesn't ever sell, to be honest. Oh, I shouldn't have moved that one yet. I'll move the Queen first because those are two cards that are the same but different art that I put together just in case people... I sometimes get those interesting orders where people want both the foil and the non-foil copy. I'm doing good. Just my throat's kind of not super hot. So that takes care of the organizing of that, kind of. So what I normally do is over here, it's sort of a red, it's a mix binder. It was actually one that I got right before I moved. It's a binder of some art from the Modern Horizons set because Eldrazi is my favorite tribal. I know I'm a bad person, but I'm hoping one day when I get enough cards for my page, this will become the colorless binder. But for now, it's just kind of a mix of a couple things. So like, for example, if I go to blue, I actually already moved blue around. These are my last two copies I have because all the other ones already got sold. So I guess people are going with mill decks again. I'm surprised this guy hasn't sold yet, mainly just because everyone's going hype on how, oh, he's the energy version of that one expensive card that I can't think of the name of right now. Pulled a couple of those uncommons, but I sorted that one pretty well. Still some more Doctor Who stuff. I pulled this in the box opening as well, but surprisingly, no one's wanted it yet, which is kind of good because I can kind of hold on to it, but if anyone ever wants it, that's totally fine. I don't remember why I have those here. I remember people gave it such hype for like the longest time, but it is what it is. Look, it's Jace. I love that card. It's so weird when you have rares like this in your binder, but they've been reprinted as an uncommon. That's kind of fun. Uh, I love the Phyrexians monos from those sets. They were so much fun when they first came out. I still run some of them in my commander decks to this day. But ironically, I actually sold out of all my non-foil copies of this. I don't know if people are getting hyped over that card again or if it's just that, but we definitely sold out of that. This Hideaway card, no one touches. I like it, but I could see I wouldn't really touch it all that much either. What's funny about this is I had so many people tell me, oh, it's getting hype again, it's getting hype again. And it was here and there, but like surprisingly, people still haven't touched that one. So yeah, then we got Jace, then we got this, the Tinker card. Remember when people were super hype about that one? I remember when it first came out and I was doing something similar to this, like they would just get sold in like seconds, you know? So that was crazy. So this is one of the ways I'm gonna reorganize it. So Tiny Bones, Fun, Fell, in case anyone like prefers the fancier art, you never know. And just some other bulks, some of which I just sold. So what I'm gonna do right now is and this is kind of bad, but just because I've been lazy, like these over here are like some of the extra cards that didn't have room in the binder from how I'm currently sorting it. So I kind of put some in the back, kind of organized, just so that way as I sell, I could kind of move them, and when I get a new binder, know where they are. But then we got, so like this is one of the black pages I was just gonna move. I started taking this guy out of decks because he was fun for a while. I like how he says whenever another non-token creature dies, draw a card. Oh, it says you may, that's even better. But the only thing is, it's like that new rare in Foundations is like way better. And I already pulled a couple copies, so I've just been kind of putting that new rare from Foundations that does something similar except a little more in there. So that's why that's posted, and I was gonna move that over to this binder. And then if we go back over here, if I were to just move the page, I sold the non-foil copy of this today, and the other copy of this card I was gonna move a couple over. Did I see multiple ever afters? Oh, that's ugly. I should probably move that around. That's an easy move around. I used to run this in a deck that actually kind of cared about the idea, which was really funny. So I'm gonna move ever after over here and maybe move. I know this isn't worth much, but I keep it in the binder because I know it still sees a good amount of commander play. So you never know. You might have a player who's like, I actually need a copy and I don't know where mine are. So sometimes I like to keep it aside for that kind of reason. I loved the card Ever After when I first got into Magic because it was just so much fun. Just bring two creatures back and then put it in the bottom. And then, hey, remember when that was worth something? Those were fun. So let me move that over here. Ugh. And, oh, that's ugly. Let me Sometimes I don't even catch this because I'm just so like, wait, I had two copies this whole time. Where'd the second one go? That's one of the downsides of how this goes. I even unfortunately once had something where the system said I had one more than I did and I had to fix it, which I did, but it was still not the most. It fell. Don't worry. I'm okay. But yes, that's the red section. Or no, we're moving on to the red section. So this is one of the promos I got in the tournament, which is kind of cool. I pulled that in the box opening that some of you may have saw when I was opening the box of Modern Horizons 3. Then we got these cards. There's one missing. Dude, I had a full play set and a foil of Krankos until it just like disappeared or something, which was crazy. But now let's go back over here. Some of these pages were like full at the beginning of the week, and then people just started buying some of them like crazy, so they just disappeared. Good problem to have. So I was gonna move that over here. And believe it or not, I sold a copy of this because I know it's a big combo piece in a lot of formats, but I still have one sitting here, which is kind of cool. Yeah, these cards over here, someone bought one of the tour brands recently, but they decided to keep the other one there. So I guess they just needed one for a commander deck is my best guess. Usually the way I can sometimes tell if it's a commander player ordering for me, then it's kind of a mix of different sets and different cards. But like sometimes if it's all like standard legal with a specific theme, like when I open that box of all would be one, a lot of the toxic stuff instantly gone. A lot of proliferate stuff instantly gone. And so that's sort of how I could sometimes tell the pattern of what people are getting. I I made a player so salty a couple years ago. I've had this card for like, if I do the math, like 3 years now, almost 4 years. The reason why is because I actually drafted it in the D&D set and destroyed this guy, and he was so salty about it. It was hilarious. I loved how he was just like, well, you played a planeswalker, so I guess I lose the game. It was awesome. But yeah, still a fun planeswalker. I know it's not like the, oh my gosh, it's a planeswalker. So the reason why this is blank is I actually moved a lot of my green stuff to a new binder when I was starting to get like a lot of stuff, which I'll get to in a second. But like I was saying at the beginning of the video, the goal of this binder is to eventually become a colorless binder. So that's sort of why I have a lot of this colorless stuff here. But ironically, my plan was to, this is actually a great problem to have, is to, once the binders get too full, to start going ahead and, you know, get another one. But it's just sales have been going so fast that it's like a lot of these binders have like a lot of spaces before you know it. I was also kind of embarrassed because I had like one Solemn Sim right here and the other two on the other page, and I'm like, oh, that's not right. But yeah, so that's always fun. Got some of those sold over there. So let me just go ahead and, oh guys, the struggle's real. Oh my God. There we go. Ooh, a foil cop. I love this card in limited. I loved him in the All Will Be One limited because I remember in the pre-release, there was this funny game where I pulled him in that land that makes mites. What was funny is I kept saying, okay, on your end step, I'll make another knight. Okay, on your end step, I'll make another knight. Okay, cool. I'll play this card and make them all 5/3s. And my opponent was like, yeah, I'm dead. And it was like really funny. So I actually love that Juggernaut in pre-release. But yeah, there's not really a lot of stuff to move around because again, what really surprises me is colorless stuff sells pretty fast because some of them are just good in every deck because like people want them and it just kind of works out. I like how I just lectured myself about not having Solemn Sim all in one place and then realized that there are 3 here and 1 here. I knew something didn't look right. So I'm gonna just move this over 1. The struggle's real. See, now I got 4 Solemn Sims right there. And then I decided to take this out of a deck recently. I have 2 copies of this, so one of them's posted, the other one's not. I kept this here just in case because I remember the stories when people were like, oh my gosh, it's the best sideboard, and so I just kind of kept them there. Then, of course, the lands. You know, for a while, again, lands, I remember trading with this one guy who taught me, who got me even deeper into Magic. And every time I trade with him, this section just goes bye-bye. And he was telling me that part of the reason why that is because, you know, when you play Commander, even though at first you're kind of thinking, oh, like, I only need 1 copy of each land, so I don't need a full play set like I would maybe another format, he says. But at the same time, though, you end up building so many decks that you need even more than 4 copies of each of the land, which is kind of funny. But yeah, like these are the kind of like the lands. Like I still have one from the promo pack of Duskmourn. I know not a lot of people like this, which I totally get. I still have the Modern Horizons 3 copy of this one still laying around. Pajuka Bob, believe it or not, that actually helped me in limited. One of the cards I sold, it was the one that, I forgot the name, but it's this common that's like, oh, you exile it from your hand and then you could, or no, you discard it from your hand and you could exile something from target player's graveyard. And that actually helped me when someone tried to like to reanimate, I think the word is something, and it was kind of funny. But anyway, so yeah, that binder's pretty much updated and sorted enough, I guess. But like, if we go back to this one over here, really what I like to do is just use as little pages as possible. So like what I was gonna do is, for example, this one has red in it. So now that I sold enough, I'm surprised I didn't get rid of any of these yet. This is shiny. I ironically, I drafted a foil and a non-foil, but never really had the chance to use it. So that time of year, people. So maybe move these back over here. Then we also got the 2 Krankos that I have left. I'm still surprised I sold like 3 copies of this today. Like, I know it's a classic Commander card, but I was actually surprised that so many people ended up getting some off of me. I don't know if it's because they're working on like a standard deck. I think one person was working on like Gruul goblins because he did buy some good green-red ramp and also some removal that just happened to be green-red. So I'm definitely guessing that that's something he wants to do. As you can imagine, I sold a lot of the flip cards from Modern Horizons 3, which is a good problem to have. I gotta turn this. Actually, I probably shouldn't have said that out loud. Yeah, this is another red area I do still have this God card, because surprisingly no one bought it yet, because maybe they're just not talking about it right now or something, but that's definitely one that's just been chilling there, so that's kind of nice in case you ever find someone who does want to trade it for something. But yeah, so like we got that, and then if I turn over, so black's probably next, but shout out to this one. Basically I saved the page for some of the bigger tokens that were like more expensive than I expected. Like I still have the land here that people were willing to spend $3 for. This is like $1 right now. The Fungo Dinos and this, I actually used this conspiracy card in draft, which was kind of hilarious. But yeah, so now I figured I look at some maybe black sections to see if there's some black cards that I can move over. Like there's a section right here. Dread Return. I just like the other cards I just have on me because, like, you never know. Some people are like, oh, does anyone have an extra Dread Return? And I'm like, go fish. JK, I have it right here. So maybe I'll move those back just to save some space now that things are selling pretty fast. I kept this in here just in case because I love this card. I've been playing Investigate for a bit. A couple buddies got me back into it a couple of years ago. And when I saw this card, I'm like, that's way too much fun because I love using that card, Investigate. And it even just says whenever you sacrifice a clue. So like this with like Tamio's journals, just like I'll search for a card and kill target player or something, which is kind of hilarious actually. How many spaces are left in the black section? 3. So maybe bring these 2 over and 1 more. I remember when this card used to be a lot more. People were going hype for it, and I had a friend who was going to hype for it, but he had to cancel the order, which I get. Stuff happens, but so let me just move these back here, just make it look a little more neat, but not perfect. Then maybe some red, because I just moved some red, and now I have some space in that red, so maybe look at the red binder. I almost said Red Robin. That would have been kind of funny. Hope you enjoy my feet. So maybe move. I just got thrown off because I realized I had a couple of ley lines in here, and I was like, wait, how many ley lines do I have in here? So 3 cards can be moved. So, oh yeah, I forgot. I pulled this copy of Urabrask the Hidden. I forgot all about that. That's actually kind of cool. So yeah, just maybe 2 and 3. Maybe just move these 3 over. I actually have something to say about that. Wait, what? Oh, now I remember. So maybe move these over here. Then if we turn the page back, that's blank, which is good. We got another black page, so maybe just seeing what I can move from one black page to another. Oh, Dread. Oh, I have so many Dread returns. I was wondering about that. I always put Dread returns in my binder just in case people are interested. So maybe I'll put these right here for now, just because I'm lazy to take out whatever I've taken out. I don't know. I'm having one of those days. We all had those days. Shieldred's one of the big stuff no one touched yet, so I'm glad I pulled that in the pack. You all probably did or didn't see the video, but it was so cool how I pulled this and a Blight Steel in one of the box openings for March of the Machine, so I thought that was pretty cool. It's weird because Gonti's one of those. I even run it in Pioneer. It was so crazy how they made Gonti into an uncommon, and it's kind of funny how when they turn what you feel is a classic rare into an uncommon, and you're like, it feels different now. It's kind of funny. And I'm sure a lot of Magic players from like way back in the day feel that way when they're like, I remember when this card was a super big rare, and then you're like, shut up, Grandpa. So that's one section. Land, yeah, no, like I was saying, like I sold a play set of these just yesterday, I think. And I even pulled a couple other big lands from All Be One. Those are gone too. But I don't really have a lot of land section. For a while, I was kind of overstocked on some lands, and then that problem just disappeared by itself, which is crazy. So it looks like we got another black section right here. So do I have any other blacks? Oh, there it is. Found it. I love this card so much. It was so much fun and limited, standard. I just had fun with it. How it says, oh, here's another big one that hasn't been touched yet. Beseech the Mirror. That's something that I pulled in a promo pack, as you could tell, and that's kind of a good problem to have. I think one time I drafted Wilds of Eldraine. I got really lucky. I ended up pulling the animated Omniscience along with a copy of this, and my buddy was like, how much? I'll come here right away. And it was actually at one of the drafts I was hosting with friends for fun, where we kind of pitched something in, and he just instantly was willing to buy it off me. I was like, okay. So that didn't last long, but it was such a cool art though. That Omniscience, part of me was super tempted to keep it, but then I was like, nah, he's been good. He needs it more than me. Might as well. And so that kind of happened there. Ooh, I think I farted. So let's see. So more red. Oh, I just saw a card that brought back a memory that some of you might laugh at me for in a second. But let's move all of this stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The struggle's real. And one more for 5. And then move it over to this red page I have. Boltwave, been value drafting that, not gonna lie. Kind of like as I say in some of my live draft videos, I'm just sometimes like, oh, if this was real, I would totally draft Boltwave just to have it. But in Arena, it's like, but I already have 4 and I don't know what to do, you know, that kind of thing. So now we're on black. Do I have any black left? I don't think I do. Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. It's funny, I pulled this and I was so impressed with myself at first. I was like, how much is it? It's got to be something. And then I looked it up and it said 1 whole quarter. And I was like, this is a quarter? No. And don't mind me, I'm dying. So yeah, I guess last but not least, so this is the green binder where I put all the green stuff, but I've also been making it the white binder just because like green white made sense to me. And I just figured I'd resort some of the stuff I sold recently. So all this is still up. Dude, I actually like that mythic. I feel so weird because I want to play it more decks. I just can't find myself doing that. So that's like kind of the interesting thing. So we got that. We got this bunny in limited is so much fun. I mean, even on Arena, I pull that and a couple bunny cards, and I'm like, aha, time to ruin someone's day. This so good in limited. I I beat one of my friends with it, and he's such a great sport. but he definitely had his, "Oh, no," but pulled him other machines, as some of you may have saw in the box opening video, but yet sell it, but it is posted on the page as well. So that's fun. What else? I did pull some good stuff in both of those standard boxes, if I do say so myself. But let's see. Honestly, this is one of the page, not a lot of people. I'm surprised I had this card for a while in this binder, and to this day, no one touched it. Like, I think I had it for a couple years or something, which is kind of cool. Um, I love this card in limited. I played it too much. Ley lines, I just know there's some ley lines people out there who could always use it, so I just been rare drafting that a lot. And this is where it gets started, because I pulled a foil planeswalker, which was cool. So this is gonna sound weird, but like, do you guys ever feel that like when you draft, you have like this spirit animal that keeps coming into your hands when you open a pack? Because in Foundations, I feel like this is a few. This is definitely one of them. The other one I would say is the Kaikar, because I keep pulling that Kaikar for some reason. But yeah, I also did pull the Vindicator from All Will Be One, and this was actually from a trade. I traded for a foiled copy. I did pull a regular copy, but I actually traded that away. Um, Day of Judgment, good board sweep and limited. I had this judge friend who kind of like, I was at this RCQ. I was one match away from actually winning that RCQ. And what was funny was I had a board sweep in my hand the whole time. And I play it too early. And after the tournament was over, my friend who was the judge just kind of came over. He was like, dude, future reference, you should wait to play your board sweeps. And I'm like, but it's a rare. It's so much fun. So like that's sort of why that was the one thing about it. Again, value drafted these because you never know when that person's like, oh, I need a play set, you know. Sun Titans classic, but I know people don't talk about Bruno that much anymore. These cool. I think I haven't traded one of those in a while. I had a buddy who instantly got one of those off of me, but that was fun. I just sold a couple copies of Split Up. I even wrote a little Scooby-Doo reference in there when I was trading that away. So like with that, let's see what needs to be moved over. We got cards. Guys, I'm laying in such a weird angle right now. I bet you all would laugh at me. I would just be like, quit picking on the sick kid. So let's see. We got Split Up. We got this random card that people forgot about. Don't mind my arm. Don't mind my tattoo either if you see it. We got this one. Oh, wow. Actually, that's pretty good. And you want to know the crazy thing? A lot of the stuff I've been selling recently were some commons and uncommons from standard that like everyone's been wanting, or like just some good general mana ramp. Oh, that's my tattoo. Bet you can't see the whole thing. The struggle's real. So yeah, like some of these are just cards that I've been rare drafting a lot. This is so good and limited, dude. It's like I remember passing that and nearly crying because I was like, because the way it works, it's like beginning your end step, put a 1/1 counter on your creature, which in limited's pretty good. And if you have something of power like 4 or greater, I think, yeah, you get a 3/3. That's disgusting. Because even if you lose the 4 or greater creature, you have a 3/3 that you could just make a 4/4 creature, which is disgusting. Then of course you have the rescue bestie. I know it's not talked about, but like, well, it's talked about but not used a lot. That card's a lot of fun. I love playing Galta in limited. It is so rude and amazing. And this card I just pulled a couple copies of that I've been playing in Commander, and then I'm like, eh. So yeah, as you can see, a lot of green stuff being sold recently. I actually been selling the regular newer Art of Garruk's Uprising and Foundations. Oh, you know what? I just remembered what was here. It was that uncommon in All Will Be One that says something along the line of, oh, things get more when counters and this could tap for X or whatever. Oh, and check it out. If you think this is nerdy, my PJs. Anyway, yeah, so like, then we got, oh Oh yeah, so this is the most recent pay. Again, there was stuff all over here that just got sold over the break. So if we kind of go back over here, I was gonna start. Phone, don't knock over, don't die on me, phone. Okay, I was shocked when I learned that this uncommon was $1. I was like, really? Huh. And so I instantly posted that on the page as well. Got a good Genesis Hydra, which is kind of nice. Well, I think it's nice. I know people are like, oh, that card's just that, but it's a fun card. I farted, so now I have to smell that. Thanks, me. But yeah, so we gotta move all of the I dropped it. Move that over here. Then we got stop it, me. Honestly, I love this guy. I run him in a few decks, but I pulled another one and I just don't need it. So like that definitely got posted. I love that card in graveyard decks. It's so much fun. Don't mind me. Let's see. How do I... Oh, there we go. Might have seen my face for a millisecond, actually. So let's see. We got this and that and this and that. So let's take this and move it over. And then we got this. And can... Oh, that's it. But yeah, that's pretty much the update on my sorting. I hope you guys saw some cards you like, but either way, great talking to you all. Have a happy new year, you guys.